Are you doing all you can to reduce the amount of toxins that are inside your body? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory challenges, and I help you to stay sharp, so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a certified brain trainer, I had to look at a lot of toxic brains, and it's not a pretty picture. Now, did you know that toxins come from outside of us and come inside our bodies? Those are external toxins, but we also have internal toxins, toxins that are inside our body, produced inside our body as waste products or byproducts, and can be just as toxic. You know, it doesn't matter whether they're inside or outside. Some we can control, but some we can't control. The bottom line is we have to do what we can to get them out of our bodies as soon as possible. Did you know that since the industrial age, there's been 80,000 or more toxins created? 80,000. Now, I hate to think that I've been exposed to 80,000 toxins, and I hope I haven't, but they did a research study with newborn babies, and when the babies came out of the womb, they tested their blood, and they found that they had an average of over 250 toxins in their bloodstream, and they were newborns. They were just born. So you can imagine those of us that's been here for a while, we've been exposed to toxins. In fact, they say that even before you walk out of your house every morning, you have been exposed to over 300 toxins from household products and personal care products, and you haven't stepped outside your house. So then the question is not, have you been exposed to toxins? It's, how toxic are you? How many of those toxins are still lingering inside your body? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Did you catch my video the other day? I did another video, a little short video on toxins, and I talked about how toxins are poisons. Look up the definition of toxin, poison. And I talked about some things you could do to try to combat the toxins. And today I wanted to talk more about that and actually talk about best practices, things you can do to help your organs. We have organs that help us detox. God created us and designed us to take care of the toxins that we'd be exposed to. So we have a built-in system already. And I want to talk about the best ways that you can support those systems and get them to work as efficiently as possible. Because guess what? If you don't get those toxins out of your body, what do you think happens to them? Your fatty tissues enclose them. They encapsulate them as a protective measure for you because they're toxic. And so they get stored in your fatty tissue. And so they can be stored in fatty tissue that's in your brain, your nerves, your glands. We know they get stored in your belly. We can look at a whole lot of us and see that we got some toxin storage right about here. They also can get stored in your thighs and anywhere there's fatty tissue. You know the term thunder thighs? Yeah. Those got some toxins in those thighs too. But anyway, they get stored there. And we don't want that to happen. So we really need to know what the best practices are, what things we can do to help us deal with those toxins. So first thing we're going to talk about is our skin. You know, our skin is our largest organ. And did you know that our skin has a microbiome? We talk about the microbiome that's in our gut, but we got microbiomes and other places on us too. We need to just, my motto, get over it. Just get over it, because you are a host to little creatures. And it's a good thing because they're taking care of you. And they're in different places. They are in your gut, but they're also on your skin. Different ones, but they're on your skin. They're in your mouth. So just get over it and learn to do those things that are going to help them help you. That's what you want to do. But back to my point, we have our skin as a detox organ. It's like a shield. It's like a shield of armor, right? Protecting us from all those invaders that are trying to get in. And they say the best practice for your skin is to moisturize it. To moisturize it. They say that when it's dry, whatever the skin, composition is, it opens up some and toxins can get in easier. So just think of my little thing. Dry skin lets toxins in. Dry skin lets toxins in. You don't want that to happen, right? So you want to moisturize your skin. And I was pleased to hear that the best kind of moisturizers are the thick and oily kind, not the watery and the thin liquidy kind, but the thick and oily kind. Because I use a cream. I use a cream that's, what is it? It's mango. It smells really good. And it's cocoa butter and shea butter, and it's a cream, and it's thick, and it feels good on my skin. And so I said, oh, cool, and I'm using a thick and oily moisturizer, but they said that's the best kind to use on your skin, and your skin to be healthy, it needs to stay moisturized. Okay, so that's number one. The next detox organ we're going to talk about is our colon. Our colon, I like to think of colon as being like a garbage disposal. Colon, a garbage disposal. It's our large intestine. The small intestine is the part that absorbs the nutrients and gets those nutrients into our bloodstream. And then what it doesn't need, the trash, it pushes on into your colon, where your colon is supposed to dispose of it. Not supposed to stay in you. Dispose of it. That's what's supposed to be happening. Best practice for that is to use what I call the brushers and sweeper vegetables, those insoluble fibers, the fiber that doesn't get dissolved up in water, the cruciferous vegetables, the roughage, that kind of stuff that can push and brush those waste products, but includes bacteria and viruses and all that kind of stuff. Push it out of you. Dispose of it. It also needs hydration because you don't want it like a brick up in there. You want it to be able to move and keep on moving. So you want hydration there as well, okay? So we talked about the skin. We talked about the colon. And with the skin too, you do sweat. That is another way that the toxins come out as well. Just a little side. The skin, the colon. Okay, so let's talk about the kidneys. Now the kidneys, when I think of kidneys, I think of a filter and like of a hose, because the kidneys are going to filter your blood, filter the toxins that are out of the blood, and push them into your bladder so they can flush those out as well. So they're going to flush those things out through the urine, right? Right. So what do you think the best practice is with your kidneys? Hydration. Drink that water. Water is just not for your dried lips, for your chapped lips. Water is just not for your dry skin, although moisturizer helps your skin and drinking water does hydrate your skin. But your body is like 75% water. Your brain is like 80% water. So you need water, not just because you're to thirst, but because your body is made up of water and it uses water. That's why it's made up of water, because it needs to be using the water. And it needs to have the water replenished as well. And it's going to help you in those areas, detox areas. You see, I was looking at some kids today, and it made me really sad because they were overweight. I mean, one was really grossly overweight. And eating calories, of course, has to do with it, but also toxins have to do with it also. Because if you're not flushing the toxins out, the toxins stay in your body and the fat tissue will not let go of them because they're trying to protect you. And so you're not going to be able to lose that weight. To get that weight off, it's going to be a real struggle for that, because your body is trying to protect you from toxins. So a lot of kids these days do not drink a lot of water, or they drink some water, but they drink sodas. They drink fruit juices, which is like liquid sugar, And those things are not good for them, and there's toxins all in there, and there's no water that can flush that out, and so we're going to have a problem all the way around. And so my heart just broke when I saw that today. But so We need to know that we need to hydrate our bodies and to teach our children to do that. I don't care if they want the soda. Okay, let me stop talking about that. But anyway, you get my point. We need water. Okay, so we talked about skin, we talked about the colon, we talked about the kidneys. Let's go and talk about the lymphatic system. Okay, the lymphatic system, and I like to think of that as a highway or as a conveyor belt. You know, it's something, and it's a highway for your garbage trucks or a conveyor belt for your garbage trucks. It's going to carry toxins to your liver, to your bladder, to your bloodstream to dispose of them. But guess what? Like if you have a conveyor belt, it doesn't move until you turn it on, right? Highway is there, but the highway is not moving. The cars are moving on the highway. So with the lymphatic system doesn't move on its own. You need to move it. You got to move it. Yeah, you got to move. You move the lymphatic system to get it to go and deliver that waste products where it needs to go. So what's the best practice for the lymphatic system? Moving. Yeah, any kind of moving. Any kind of moving. Even massaging, dry brushing, which is another technique people use to get the lymphatic system moving. But just move that body around. Movement. Okay, with the lymphatic system. Another system that we're going to talk about is our lungs. Our lungs is a detox system. Yeah, because we expel toxins that are in the air. We breathe them in. We need to breathe them out. Also, we have a system in our lungs and in our nose also that has mucus lining the membranes, and the mucus is capturing invaders as well. And then we cough them up, or they come out of our nose, we sneeze them out or whatever it happens. So that's not a bad thing. When it gets bad is when we get too much mucus. And a lot of times that comes from eating mucus-forming foods. Foods that are going to create mucus easily. And when we eat a lot of different, or even the same, mucus-forming foods, we get too much mucus in our intestine that can go up into our lungs, and then we have a problem, and we end up having a sanctuary for the bacteria and stuff to breed in, and we don't want that. So one thing is to stay away from eating a lot of mucus-forming food, like your dairy products, like your animal protein, like your processed foods, like your white flour, alcohol, all that kind of stuff that can form a bunch of mucus. You want to try to stay away from that. But the best practice with your lungs is deep breathing. We've talked about deep breathing before, but deep breathing is good for so many reasons. But one of them is so on your exhale, you can get a long exhale and get those air pollutants and carbon dioxide, which also is a waste product, to get that out of your system. So deep breathing is a practice that you can do to help support your lungs. Okay, the last one we're going to talk about is our liver. Now, our liver, oh my goodness, talk about a workaholic. Our liver is a workaholic. It is El Capitan. It's got it going on. It has over 500 jobs to do. So the next time you even think about complaining about all the stuff that you're doing, think about Mr. Liver, because you can't hold a candle to him. In fact, they talk about other organs. You can replace other organs, get an artificial, heart kind of thing, and you can get a ventilator for your lungs and stuff. But they say the liver, can't find no replacement. He's a bad boy. You can't find. They can't make nothing to replace your liver. The only thing replaces a liver is another liver. Okay? Because it's a one-of-a-kind type of thing. And if you lose your liver, you get cirrhosis of liver from too much alcohol or whatever, guess what? Cancel Christmas. Because it ain't coming for you next year. Because your life has just went into the next season. Amen. So, liver is a very hard worker, and part of its job it does is detoxing. Anything that you eat, anything that you drink, anything that you breathe in, anything that you touch, anything that touches you that gets to your into your bloodstream is going to pass through your liver. Got to. It will pass through your liver. And your liver's job is either to neutralize it, to make it so it's of none effect, that it can't harm you anymore, or it's to get rid of it. And that's the job it has to do. And so that's a big job. So what would the best practices be for that liver that does over 500 different things? And these organs are nonstop. I mean, they work ongoing. They ain't got no break. They work ongoing. So what would be the best practice for liver? Eating as healthy as you can. Having a nutritious diet, because a liver has so many things. It needs everything that's good. It needs, bring it here, bring it on, bring it here, bring it up. Everything that's good it needs, because guess what? It's going to use it, because guess what? It's doing everything. It's doing some of everything. So it needs some of everything. So you need to eat right, nutritiously. We already talked about alcohol. Alcohol is not one of them. Alcohol itself is a toxin. So you want to try to, hold the phone with that alcohol. But any kind of, plant-based diet, but some are really superfoods regarding the liver. One of them is garlic and lemon. Talked a little bit about lemon before. Avocados, the root vegetables like beets and carrots, those kind of things. Cruciferous vegetables, like kale and broccoli, those kind of things. We have those kind of foods that will really help your liver, as well as any of the healthy things. Healthy diet for your liver. Okay, so you can support your detoxing organs. That's the best thing you can do if you're wanting to detox. Support those organs, because God designed them to do a terrific job, which they can do if you give them the things that they need. If you eat well, if you hydrate, if you move around, they can do what they need to do with your detox. Okay, guess what, guys? Our Better Brain Masterclass is starting back up. I am so excited. It starts in May. So what you need to do, if you are interested in finding out the 5 keys to brain health, what every brain needs, I'm giving a 2-day free, free, free 2 sessions. Doesn't last all day, just 45 minutes each session, 2-session masterclass called Better Brain. Go to my website, keepyourbrainsharp.com, and just scroll down and you'll see a little box that says free Better Brain Masterclass. Click on there and it will give you a schedule, and you just pick the sessions that fit you best. And I will see you there. Not only will you learn of the 5 keys to better brain health, but you're going to get to see how you rate, see how you do in each of those areas. It's going to be pretty cool. Okay, so remember that your brain can always be worked on. It's never too late to work for a better brain, because your brain's destiny is in your hands.